what? Just this morning, I actually read how I think it's Google laid off 12,000 employees, and I'm reading Amazon 18,000, Microsoft 10,000, Twitter 75,000. As a result of that, I have thought that perhaps it is time that people actually seriously consider about, having a second form of income. Now, when you look into it, these employers have not laid off the employees because they are being mean or anything like that. What really happened, it is just signs of the time. It reflects the economic situation that these employers are in, that these companies are in. Unfortunately, in some of the cases, the employees were not aware of that they were being laid off. So you can imagine the shock that they must have felt when they actually came in one day, could not log into the system, as was the case I've heard with the Google employees. So this has led me to be thinking, and that's why I want to bring it to your attention, that it's probably time that people start thinking about having a second source of income. Having a second source of income is nothing new, especially for people who live in what we call foreign countries. So those who have responsibilities back home will tell you that a lot of the times, they actually have a second, a third form of income, which is basically having two, three jobs going. Because can you imagine if these people actually had like mortgages, which I know some of them more or less had mortgages and other expenses, and just to come in one day and realize that they were being laid off. You realize the shock that they must have experienced. In some cases, some employers have now taken on, the habit of actually ghosting employees to the extent where you had no idea that, you were being laid off. You actually go in one day and lo and behold, you are given either the letter or, as was the case of the Google employees, they could not get into the system. So, I was thinking that what I want to do is to actually give some ideas of second sources of income that some people may want to consider. So I have written them down and I am actually going to read them. Don't worry, I'm actually on my lunch break, and I thought that I would just go live quickly so that I can actually share the information that I have read where companies, these are big companies, because I'm talking about Google, Amazon, Microsoft, and Twitter. So you can see these are big companies. And like I've said, it is signs of the time. So just like how these companies are experiencing, difficulties, other companies, perhaps, I'm not saying perhaps, they are experiencing difficulties as well. And you never can tell when they will have to go down this route. So it's a good idea to get yourself prepared just in case. So these are ideas of second jobs that you may wish to take on. So I have babysitter or an after school caregiver. Now, an after school caregiver, a lot of people actually want someone are not able to collect their children, or the sacrifices that they have had to make, having to leave work, take that time as their lunchtime to collect their children. So on your block of flats in your area, you may be able to offer this after school service where you go and you collect the child and you keep them until the parents actually come in. So that is one idea: babysitting or after school caregiver. You may also wish to become a commercial cleaner as well. And I say commercial cleaning because a lot of the times that is done in the evening that is done when nobody is in the office. So it would be quite easy. It's easier for people to actually get that type of job to fit in or fit around their normal, their main source of income. Another is a care assistant. You could do that as one. Another is an event steward. A lot of the times you actually have event stewards being a part-time job. In some cases, what happens is that you are given the almost like a timetable for the full year to know the artists who will be who will be having concert at the different location or at a specific location. You are able to then arrange your time based on the time that you want to work. So for some people, if you know that you're always off on a Friday, or if you're always off on a Saturday, Sunday, then you may wish to indicate that you would be available to work on those days. So that's an event steward. You may also wish to start up a shopping service for the elderly in your area, on your block of flats, because a lot of people actually need this kind of service. So that's another source of income. Weekend gardening, provide an assignment writing or typing service. So that's another one. You may wish to become a social media influencer or a content creator. Customized clothing is another form of income that some people are actually getting involved in. So if you are able to design, put designs on t-shirts, then definitely that is another source of income that you may wish to get involved in. You also have people getting involved in bracelet making, gardening, events planner, say, or events decorator. So you may have, the weekends off. If people are having like birthday parties, if people are having weddings, any type of celebration, they will need the services of an events decorator. You may wish to get trained if any training is necessary, and you may take that on as a second source of income. Another is a freelance interpreter. So you have people, I know that even with, for example, the home office, you may wish to do that as well. A lot of the times you will have clients, you'll have customers who do not speak your language, and of course you may offer your service at a fee, and so suddenly that becomes a second source of income. Private tutor, a cake maker, voiceover artists are just some of the second sources of income that you may wish to take on. So, I just quickly wanted to share with you that it's going to be very important that people start considering. If you are not already involved in it, you may wish to take on, get involved in multiple sources of income. Because like I've said, some companies are actually laying off employees, not because the employers are horrible or anything like that, but it's because, the difficulty that you're facing, that I am facing, the companies are actually facing them as well. It's just signs of the times. It's just the difficult situations that we are living in. So it might be a good idea for you to start thinking of getting involved in multiple sources of income. So these are just some of the ones that I have thought of. I of myself have done them, some of them as well. For example, an event steward, I have done that for probably 3 years in the past. I can tell you it's a very enjoyable job. Why is it enjoyable? Because I was able to meet a lot of celebrities. I was able to meet a lot of musicians that otherwise I would not have been able to actually meet. So when you hear people talking about the Jay-Z's, the Beyonce, the Rihanna, Nicki Minaj, and a lot of the big bands, I've actually met those people, And it was as a result of working as a event steward at the O2 Arena. So people who live in the UK will know the O2 Arena. Yes, I have done that as a side job in the past, and I have no regrets because of course I developed interpersonal skills amongst other things. I learned to smile more. I learned to interact with important people as well. So that's what I wanted to come on quickly and say during my lunch break. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this live stream. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you as well for subscribing to this channel. All the best now, guys. Just enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you. Bye.